Hey, welcome to day one of the 5C challenge. And today we're focusing on no criticism. That one's probably the hardest for me. I don't know if you struggle with being critical, but we're going to work at eliminating all critical talk, all critical words out of our mouths during this 5C challenge. And so, what is criticism? Criticism is to find fault or to judge harshly. And why is it so easy to do this at Christmas time? I think it's because at Christmas, I have these heightened expectations of how everything's supposed to be. And then I feel like it's my job to make sure that all happens. And part of that is like, oh, here's the right way to do it. And you're doing it the wrong way. So, for instance, there's a wrong way to put up the Christmas lights, or there's a wrong way to wrap a gift. There's a wrong way to dress for a party. And there is a wrong way for even opening the gifts. I don't know. Do you have a certain way that you open gifts at Christmas time? I really don't like the whole like open it all, I'll open all your gifts at the same time kind of thing. I like it to be orderly where everyone is thanked for their gifts and all that sort of thing. So, you know, that might be a critical spirit in me somewhat. And if you're wondering what is the right way or the wrong way, you just ask the control girl in the room and she is happy to share. But here's what I've noticed when I'm always criticizing everyone, if I'm criticizing my people that I work with, my neighbors, my loved ones, and just like constantly tell them they're doing it wrong, they don't really want to be near me. It pushes them away. It creates distance in relationships. Here's an example. One day after Thanksgiving, which is like decorating day at our house. So one year on that day, I was putting up the Christmas tree and I was so irritated that my husband was sitting in a recliner. And, as I'm struggling with getting the tree up, I'm like, are you just going to sit there while I do all of the work? Critical, right? And so he got up and he's kind of muttering about like, yeah, I only get a couple days off, but here's how I get to use them. So he comes to help me straighten the tree, and the same tree that he had spent the morning at the tree farm with me and the kids cutting down and put it on top of our car and all that. Um, but I wasn't focusing on the right things he had done that day. I was really focused on the wrong things that he was doing. And I was really stressed out because we needed to get to the restaurant. He was taking our family out for a nice dinner. We were going to a play. We were meeting my extended family. And yet again, I wasn't focusing on the right things that he was doing or planning to do that day. I was really zoned in on the wrong things. And I'm just like, criticizing every little thing. I'm like, come on, you're doing it wrong. You're not even trying to get the tree set up straight. Can you please help me? And at that point, he said to me, I think I need to go run some errands, which is code for I am about to lose it with you and I need to get away. I need to get some space. And so I followed him out to the car. It was really not one of my finest moments. And I'm like, oh, right. You're not going to help. You never help. You leave. You expect me to do it all. And, fine then, I'll just do it all without you. And I like pounded the front of his car for emphasis. Again, not my finest moment. I don't really have any good memories of that day. I kind of ruined it. See how I pushed my husband away? He doesn't want to be around me when I'm criticizing him. The only thing I remember doing is after he left, I was like, I'm just going to do it myself. And I'm like going up and down the ladder to the attic and getting out, working up an angry sweat, I'm lugging all of the ornaments down and everything. And so here's the moral of the story. When I grasp control with a critical, angry attitude, like I shatter the potential for fun. And I get rid of any festive, spirit in our household by like cutting people down with critical words. I push them away. And so criticism, I think it's so tempting because it does provide a measure of control. Like if you have influence with someone and you criticize them, like there's power in those critical words. Have you noticed that power? Like you can get people to do what you want by criticizing them. So here's some examples like, oh my goodness, look at your hair. Have you even washed it this week? We're going to grandma's house. Or, why would you start that project now? The people are going to be here soon and you're making a mess. We're going to have things all over our house. Or, Johnny, did you get a present for your sister? I remember last year, I couldn't even believe that you didn't get her a gift last year. Like, you're not going to make the same mistake again, are you? See how criticism, there is a measure of power, because in each of those instances, the other person, there's more likelihood that they will do the thing that I want. But here's why. It's because criticism makes the person feel small, ashamed, or hurt. And those sorts of words, yeah, they have power, but when they wear off, the last thing the person wants to do is be close to me. And so it's like, I'm using criticism. I'm leveraging the influence that I have by using criticism, but then I'm robbing myself of that very influence, because critical words give me power in the moment, but when they rub off, my relationships and my influence are depleted over time. Proverbs 21:18 says, "There is one whose rash words are like sword thrusts, but the tongue of the wise brings healing." So if you look back like me and you're like, yeah, there have been some times that I have had this critical, angry tone, especially around Christmas time, let this be a time of healing. We're focusing 5 days. Like, can you go 5 days without criticizing? In your flesh, you maybe can't, but in the power of the Spirit, yes, you can. And so praying every time you see this card, wherever it is, like if it's in your bathroom or in your kitchen or in your car or in your workspace, like remind yourself, like when you look at the card, pray, God, give me the power to not be a critical, angry person. Thanks for listening. I'd love to hear how the challenge is going for you.